Papenburg is a very little town in the northwestern part of Germany. It's only just above 30,000 inhabitants. It is very rural here. You have fields, and you have dikes, and you have some windmills, but there's really not much else. So it's a bit strange, isn't it? A small town building huge cruise ships.
The first time that you see a cruise ship is akin to looking up at the pyramids for the first time, because the scale of it is unbelievable. You know, they're 1.2 million square feet, at least. They're over 200 feet tall. They're more than 3 football fields long. But a Disney cruise ship, there's no other cruise ship like it.
The Disney Wish is the first of its kind, so it's a first-in-class ship, never been done before.
We have 4 existing ships that are extraordinary, and we're given this task of how do you make it better?
It has less emissions, it's cleaner burning.
The level of technological sophistication is awe-inspiring.
Captain America! We've never done anything like this on any of our existing Disney cruise ships.
Hang tight! Contingency plans on our way.
It is unbelievable, like, how big of a production this is.
Hang your buttons now!
It's probably 0.01% of the overall cruise experience. It's just one night of dinner.
That guy's still eating.
There are projections and lights, there's performer flying, there is pyrotechnics.
We have a lot of work ahead of us, and of course the pressure is enormous.
There is 100 million things that we have to do. We have engineering, we have architecture, we have interiors.
The ship is like the ultimate design challenge. It has to be anti-flammable, it has to stand up in marine environments.
We have audio, ride design.
There's still a lot we need to do. Where's my waterproof notebooks?
We have show set, props.
No guest is ever gonna get this close to her, but we wanna make sure that she's exactly correct.
There is so much magic that we need to create.
The timeline is so demanding, but we have the most amazing team.
All right, where to next?
It'll be a race to the finish. We all have our running shoes, and we're ready to go.
We are in the main building hall at the Meyer Shipyard in Papenburg. We've come here, middle of the night, to really see one of the last blocks of the foreship of our Disney Wish be lifted and mounted onto the foreship. Outside, we already have another piece of our ship being completed as well. A cruise ship is built in parts, so-called blocks. They are lifted and put together in a way like a Lego principle, and that's really what's happening at the moment. This block has a number 73. We are calling it the bridge block, or wheelhouse, is where the captain will navigate the ship. It is really heavy, up to 800 tons, so metric tons of weight. So if you think like a small car is about a ton, so that's 800 cars just there, hanging off of the crane. My name is Philip Janot. I'm a naval architect, and I work for Walt Disney Imagineering, Germany. I make sure that we know where we are, what we're doing, and where we're going. I'm also a keen model builder, so I'm trying to keep up with the way the shipyard is actually doing the blocks in the right sequence. So I'm following the block plan here. A cruise ship is one of the most unique, most sophisticated, complex product out there. I have not found anything to date that integrates as much technology and different technologies as a cruise ship does. A power plant, theme park, a hotel resort, a sewage plant. We have the Walt Disney Theatre in there, and on top, the entrance to the spa. The ship also creates its own fresh water. It all starts with a white piece of paper. Concepts, ideas. Takes a good year and a half before the first part of construction will even start. We will then actually cut the first piece of steel, and then off we go. The main engines go in. The LNG, the liquefied natural gas tanks, go in as well. All of the heavy components down below, and those steel sections get put together into blocks. The ship will be more than 60,000 tons. These are metric tons, so close to 130 million pounds, if I'm not mistaken. So the model is exactly the same size as what our ship is at the moment. It's not complete yet, but neither is my model. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So at the moment, the bridge block is nearly in its final position. They're adjusting for the last few millimeters. They're actually talking millimeters. So they're laser scanning all the time, making sure it really is perfect. And then it will be welded up to be part of our Disney Wish. And then the most important one for the foreship. It's like your child growing up. When the ship grows like that, you can't wait for it to grow as quickly as possible. This is a ship. It's crazy, right? My career is all about cruise ships. And even though I've been doing this for many years, every time it's very emotional. It's our design, it's our dreams, our creativity, all coming to life. Pretty awesome.
Welcome to my garage. This is my brain. This is where I have to make the magic happen. It's a pandemic. It's 2021. I think I've been working in this garage like everyone else for 15 months. When you're designing a ship where people are touching things and looking at things, you can't just do it through the computer. You need to be surrounded by it. I'm Laura Cabo, and I lead the creative development of the cruise ship. The task of designing and building cruise ships, aside from the pandemic, is a mind-blowing task. I'm an architect by training, and I didn't know anything about cruise ships. But I do know about design, and I know about storytelling. So having that opportunity to be in charge of an amazing team that injects that into our cruise ships, that's incredible. As Imagineers on Disney Cruise Line, we just have endless number of spaces. And all of those spaces are telling stories. That was one of my mantras. Everything on the ship is inspired by something.
You want to actually work into the carpet,
Yeah,
right? It's
like
everything related to the story.
Gosh, it's just endless. We go all over the company for inspiration, and so we work very closely with ILM, which tells all of our Star Wars stories, with Marvel Studios, and with Walt Disney Animation. I think each ship carries about 5,000 pieces of artwork. So it's a floating gallery, too. There's no other place in the world you'll see that amount of Disney artwork.
We have about 65 million works of art in our collection, everything from Snow White to Encanto. And so We opened up our archives and selected a lot of wonderful pieces for various parts of the ship.
65 million assets. That's a lot of millions, right? And so that's a huge resource for us. You look at something so simple, this sketch of Bambi, it's unfinished. It's the essence of Bambi. Or we were looking at a Mary Blair, and Mary Blair is like one of my absolute favorite Disney artists. And you could just see the brush stroke, it was so simple, and yet that captured Cinderella.
We have more art represented on this ship than we've ever had represented. We have over 1,000 pieces from our collection, which guests will be able to see in stairwells, in staterooms, certainly in the restaurant. It's pretty extensive.
Mark. Everyone's settling. Here we go. Ready and action.
Captain America! Sam, Captain America. What do I call you now?
Sam worked, so call me Cap. So how's the cushy cruise gig going?
Try the chicken tender. They'll change your life. What are you doing all the way out here?
We're headed back to base and we noticed a spike in high energy levels at your location. Red Wing, give us a bird's eye view.
We are in a soundstage in North Hollywood, California, where we are shooting our first scenes for Avengers Quantum Encounter, our brand new dinner show for the Worlds of Marvel restaurant.
Every time I talk, I'll do this.
It is going to be a flurry of activity over the next few days. We're shooting Anthony Mackie as Captain America and our stunt double, Sabrina, as Miss Marvel.
I'm Danny Hankey. I'm a senior creative director for Walt Disney Imagineering, and my job is to bring all these amazing Disney, Marvel, Pixar, and Star Wars stories to life on board the Disney Wish.
So she turns, I cut their slow-mo shot.
So at Worlds of Marvel, we want to give something that's interactive and brings the action as close to you as possible. And so tonight you're invited to enjoy a Avengers technology showcase. You're learning about some cool quantum technology and enjoying a great meal. Things go a little wrong. We might encounter a normal-sized seagull at a very small-sized ship, but all that cool quantum tech, of course, attracts Ultron, and that's where we call in the Avengers to come save our ship.
Watch my six! Hang tight! Contingency plans on our way.
We've never done anything like this on any of our existing Disney cruise ships.
What? What is it?
We've never done like a big Hollywood-style production.
You're an Avenger now.
And it's like, well,
in training.
If we're going to do a Marvel restaurant, let's just go big with it, right?
Let's see, page 2, he was destroyed 6 years ago. And he's looking for a new power source. Smiley face. We're taking these characters and putting them on our cruise ship, which is so cool, right? To stage our final battle on board the ship. They're there with us.
Continue to survey the ship around you, but obviously your eye line, you're talking to camera.
Got it.
And it gives us a way to have fun with like all the tropes of being on a Disney cruise.
He must be here for the quantum cores.
Yeah.
Well, he isn't here for the chicken tenders.
I love it.
I can't wait to hear him deliver that. That will just make my day.
He must be here for the quantum cores.
Well, he isn't here for the chicken tenders. And we're going to have a serious talk about you bringing quantum tech on a cruise ship.
I had no inkling the amount of people it would take to pull this off.
We have people working on this in London, in Germany, in Florida, in California. We have to get into visual effects. We have to score the media. We have to create the quantum cores. We have to fit out the interior. We have to pick the linens and the chairs. You know, there's so much left to do. It is unbelievable, like how big of a production this is. And it's just one night of dinner. It's probably 0.01% of the overall cruise experience. That's just mind-bending. It's very ambitious, but we're gonna pull it off. And guests are gonna love it.
Well done. We left some chicken tenders in your...
Those better be the best chicken tenders. Bye.
Bye.
This is one of our many guest staterooms going on to our Disney Wish. This is an amazing process. The Shipyard builds prefabricated staterooms off-site in their factory, brings them over here, and they're being installed in the ship So that's a very important piece of the entire puzzle. There are more than 1,000 staterooms. Every 15 minutes, they're installing a cabin on our ship.
It's amazing to see this conveyor belt. You don't actually see it moving because it's so slow, but every component as it goes down the line, you have people working from different directions. One's doing plumbing, one's doing millwork, one's doing the electrical.
And then as we get further down the line, they'll be installing wardrobes, cabinets, artwork, carpet, TVs, all that will be in the cabin by the time it goes on board the ship. I mean, this whole process is incredibly innovative. When this cabin first started on the line to where it'll end now is about a 12-hour process. So from 12 hours, start to finish, you have a completed cabin.
The total number of cabins we have, crew and guests, is about approximately 2,000, and we have about 900 of them so far. There's still a ways to go, but a good percentage is already complete. It's done. So nobody can make changes.
Oh, this is it. Fully finished. We've got the sofa bed, the bed frame, the mattress. So once the carpet is rolled out here, they can lock up the cabin. Done. It is a really exciting moment. A lot of our team members from the US have not been able to come out here for more than a year because of the pandemic. So many hundreds of virtual meetings, virtual drawing approvals, virtual factory acceptance tests. Come on in, come on in.
You set your foot into this space, and we want you to be in awe. The stair is so beautiful. With that sweep, it's so elegant.
We're gonna start walking.
As I'm touring the ship, I'm seeing everything that's coming. Amazing things that are gonna come to life in a matter of months.
We've got the main galley for the entertainment restaurant. We only really have the start of the entrance to it.
But then up in the ceiling, we have something like the main area, and then we can do open house here. Oh, God. This is a new feature allowing the guests to be able to come out onto the bow of the ship. Okay, we're in the bridge. All right, we're not stepping on any cables. We want them all to work.
Keep going, all the way up. Everyone catch their breath.
Oh my God, you get into good shape here. I'm exhausted. My legs are killing me, but there is a ship. I mean, it's not put together yet, but that's where Imagineering comes in here.
I want a team picture.
Taking this steel and putting an experience into it. Everyone say Disney Wish.
So the good thing about construction is it would be stressful if you had any time to stop and think about it. We have no time to stop and think about it. That's actually the reality. I'm Claire Weiss. I'm a creative director here for the Disney Wish. I really focus on the spaces that are inspired by a film or inspired by a character. So we're right here in the Walt Disney Theater. It's amazing because 2 weeks ago there wasn't a roof on this, and now there's a roof. There's an incredible amount of steel that has to hold this up because this isn't just one deck. This sort of steps down between 3 decks. Our entertainment partners, they wanted a theater that uses new technology. So that can be projection mapped, and you can change it with color and lighting and projection. So this was all 3D modeled down to the last detail and shape and light fixture and speaker. This just looks like a normal piece of green fabric. This was almost a 2-year development process for this color and this weave. Now they're buying and sourcing these materials from all over the world, the stones, the fabrics, the metals. And before we know it, I'll be sitting there with a glass of wine, maybe 2 glasses of wine, a bucket of popcorn, watching what's on that stage. I mean, we have a theater with a roof. All right, let's do a show.
This is a big moment for us. We're standing on the foreship, our Disney Wish, and the middle part of our ship is going to come in the next few moments.
There's a skyscraper floating towards another skyscraper. It's crazy.
And those two humongous pieces have to be joined at an accuracy of a few millimeters. We did it. Another milestone. It's 4:30 in the morning in Papenburg, Germany. It's the last block to go on to our Disney Wish. It's on its way over very, very gently. Yes, of course, it's middle of the night, but oh, that's fine, right? I need to be here. We have a lot of work ahead of us, and of course the pressure is enormous.
But once the blocks are all welded together, we won't mention blocks anymore.
We're going to be talking decks, we're going to be talking spaces, restaurants, cafes, cinemas. So yes, of course, I'm nervous in a way, but I'm really confident we're going to get it done.
Let's think this thing really, really through, because we are going into the last and final 7 months, and we just got to make sure we keep spirits really, really, really high. Because people are getting tired, like everywhere else in the world, right, from the pandemic.
Maybe 80% of the spaces are really good, but then maybe the most critical spaces where we have the most show and coordination, entertainment, maybe those are, their trend is actually continuing to grow. I don't know. I'm just saying.
No, absolutely right.
Yeah.
You know, we have these ships sitting out of port, not coming into the port, and we can't get hold of our materials.
Having just been to the shipyard a couple of weeks ago, I stood in front of this majestic bow and seeing every little detail of that ship. It just made me realize the resilience of the human spirit during what was a rather challenging period in constructing and building a ship.
Since we're now, a few months out, pressure's on. She's going to be floating out of the hull soon.
Let's remember that spirit, because it's gonna get, if we think it was busy the last 18 months, it's gonna get a lot worse in the next 7, right?
Yeah, that's so true.
Just because it looks like this one may have tipped in transit, and so just gonna kind of wait and see what she looks like when we open it up, but hopefully we're all okay. I can see hair, lots of hair. I'm Alyssa Markford. I'm a show manager with Walt Disney Imagineering, and we are here today to start the installation of the Rapunzel Stern character for the Disney Wish. Rapunzel is the largest Stern character that we've done to date. She's 27 feet wide. She herself is about 9 feet tall. She has a size 22 women's shoe. She is very intricate and very big, and it's been a really cool undertaking. All looks really, really good. Some dust and some dirt, but nothing that's out of the ordinary.
Only Disney has Stern characters. They take a good year and a half, 2 years of design, working with our partners at animation.
So literally we started by just drawing sketches to go, what's the right pose? Because we wanted that spirit of joy and enthusiasm.
Rapunzel with her bare feet, a little bit of a painterly mess.
So she's using her hair as this crazy sling, and so it's an incredible collaboration with the structural engineers to make sure that the character feels spontaneous, even though literally years of work go into figuring out how to make it absolutely rock solid.
Mark, I was just curious how it's going up there.
So far, so good. Bolts are lining up.
We start the installation from left to right, starting with the piece of hair that goes down, and then we go the swag, the next swag of hair, the next swag of hair. So now we're about to lift Rapunzel herself. Really tricky because she has about 5 attachment points, which makes it a little bit complex with the compound curves of the ship and making sure that everything aligns correctly.
We need to get in more there, too.
Rapunzel has a wish for bigger things in her world, so she is the perfect icon for our ship. It's my favorite part of my job, is to make these magical things and see them come to life.
Cool, cool. Looking good. We are standing in the conveyor belt, our first scene of the Aqua Mouse. This is crazy how just thinking this, too, it's much bigger than I expected, right, guys?
It's amazing because we've been talking about this for a couple of years now and dreaming up possibilities. And now we're standing in the conveyor. The screens are coming together, starting to look like we're in an actual Mickey and Minnie experience.
The snow, it's melting!
Totally worth it!
I find inspiration everywhere, you know, just have to immerse yourself in everything. My daughter, of course, is my biggest inspiration. Just like Walt did with his daughters, we do like Daddy's Day at the Disney park. And we ride Small World all the time.
During the pandemic, all of us had our own unique set of challenges. And for us, we had this added layer of our daughter getting an autism diagnosis.
Getting to see the world through her eyes just opens up so many new possibilities that I've never considered before. Things that I have to be more cognizant about.
It's cool to kind of see how she processes things. And it kind of reminds us, like, not all people think the same way, and so we have to consider a lot of different points of view.
We want to make sure everyone feels welcome to our ships, that there's something for everybody.
The Aqua Mouse is a story called Mickey and Minnie. In our very first scene, you're climbing 45 feet all the way to the top. You're either the Swiss Alps or you're going on an underwater excursion to look for the mermaids. Each day of the cruise, we alternate between different stories. So when you get all the way to the top, the final scene of the story, we hit you with these giant water blasters. And then we go down into this amazing slide experience. Once we are dust-free, then we can start turning on the water, then we start programming and making it into an attraction.
We're going to have the final work to make sure that everything is okay. So the propellers, the stabilizer, the thrusters are ready to go underwater, because that might be the last opportunity we have to see these components for a long time.
In this pod, there is a large electric motor that's directly connected to the main propeller blades.
It's a naval architect's dream to be able to design the hull for a pod. For the energy efficiency of the ship, for the speed of the ship, it's really the most optimal flow to the propeller. So this is it. This is the last time we see her dry for 5 years. Yes, 5 years. Right? Knock on wood. Fine. See you back. Finally, she's afloat.
It's unbelievable. It's so special. Suddenly you see it's growing, and then you're asking yourself, how could it be in the hall? Because the ship seems to be bigger than the hall.
This is it. She leaves the hall and she will never come back into the hall.
3-4 hours driving. We all wanted to be here to say hello to the gorgeous Disney Wish.
This is sort of her birth.
Happy birthday, Disney Wish!
These are new.
These just came today, I think.
The exterior is deceptive because the exterior looks beautiful and finished, would lead you to believe that the inside is finished. As you can see, clearly not.
It's still very much a construction. You can see there's wires everywhere, still exposed walls,
So it's going to be broken up by sections. If it's too distracting, if you find that like you can't even concentrate on your meal because there's too much to see, then we can pare it back.
I said that you would probably be concerned that on the joint over there.
And Hyperspace Lounge, which is really coming together. You can really start to feel kind of that intimate, like fun environment that that Star Wars space is going to bring.
So much more to life when you see all the equipment that's going to be exposed.
Yeah, it's crazy that this is going to turn into this in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
There is a lot going on. I have this big checklist in my head of all the different spaces I'm touching, but I'm not in panic mode just yet.
We're in the northern part of the Netherlands, in the port of Eemshaven. We're going to go out for a couple of days. We'll find some deep waters and really go through an entire test procedure. Every single system needs to be put through its paces.
Disney Wish ligt op vertrek. Ja, dat is begrepen. Wilt u nogmaals Disney Cloud?
My name is Marco Nogara, and I'm going to be the captain, the first captain of the Disney Wish. The ship is not ours, belongs to the shipyard, but will allow me some time just to check the thrusters and the main propulsion system. It's something very special because the ship became like your baby in a way. You see the delivery of the ship, you see, you know, the different stage of the outfitting.
Being out on the sea trials is fantastic. To finally see it float out and actually go to sea and start operating as we expect it to is really quite exciting. I'm Gareth Hamblin. I'm the Fleet Chief Engineer for Disney Cruise Line. I am sort of responsible for making the ship go and make sure we achieve all the things we want to achieve efficiently and effectively. The ship is literally a small town. We carry almost 6,000 people. We produce our own energy. We make our own water. We treat our own sewage. On top of that, this small town is moving at about 20 knots.
We've incorporated the latest available technology that's out there. We literally are the 7th cruise ship in the world to be fully running on liquefied natural gas, LNG. That is the cleanest current fuel that you can use for a ship of this size.
It has less emissions, it's cleaner burning, and so all around a better fuel to use.
But not only that, every pump, every light, every system has been designed to use the least energy possible. So not only are we using the best fuel that's available, we're also wanting to burn less of it. It is quite unique to witness this because some of these tests the ship will probably never do again, but she's got to be able to do it.
Today's the day where we determine the maximum speed at full power.
Okay, everybody, we start the first measurement. 100% propulsion power, set point. Achtung, 0.
The ship hardly creates any wave. That means you're actually not wasting much energy, and that's exactly what we wanted to see. I was 100% full ahead, and we were doing 23 knots.
She is fast enough, and a bit more. And this is amazing, of course.
Everybody on the bridge, just listen for a moment. Please secure your laptops, tablets. Thank you.
Next test is Zig Zag Test 2020, first execute to starboard. Achtung, 0.
Steuerbord 20, Starboard 20.
So we can proceed with crash stop podway, so we will increase speed again to max.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ship is dead in water.
For any real emergency situation, the captain must always know how will the ship perform if he does need to stop the ship as quickly as possible.
So it went well. We stopped the vessel from full speed ahead within 9 minutes.
Oh my goodness, that was so much faster. We were more than 30% faster and a lot shorter as well. Very impressive to see.
We're here on the sea trial, and we're using the time to test the Aquamouse to see the raft cycling through with the water flowing through their slide. It's a dream come true. Or it's a wish come true, should I say that instead? We have a different configuration of dummies in each of the rafts. They're filled with water to different weights to simulate whether it's an adult or a child, to test all of the faults and see how it performs before we get human riders on board. It's exciting. I'm a little bit cold, so if my reactions are muted, that's what's going on. Now I have to make notes. Where's my waterproof notebooks? I'm just kidding. There's still a lot we need to do before we're ready for guests. We have to install the entire show in the conveyor and do a little bit more ride testing and tuning. But yeah, I will say that we have successfully built a water slide because I got wet. We did it. That was really cool.
For about 10 weeks since we left the shipyard in Papenburg, we'd been working through the night to get to a delivery-ready ship.
It's the final one. A few more seconds and she's ours.
It's a short moment, but it's something that we've been working towards 5 years. The pressure was already high, but I knew we're going to have a lot of pressure the next few days, the next few weeks beyond that.
We estimate that 15,000 persons worked on this ship, contributed their skill, dedication, and ingenuity.
The world wasn't always the kindest over the last 2 years with the pandemic, and yet this is what we have produced together.
This was probably one of the hardest days of my job in my career. We laid this carpet out. We started at 8:30 in the evening and went till 6 o'clock the next morning.
We have one tradition. You know the hip hip hooray? Oh. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
Now we have an entire program ahead of us, a whole schedule of things that need to be done. We have 11 days to get from Bremerhaven, Germany, all the way to Port Canaveral, Florida.
We have a million things to do.
Right.
Our team is still going to be working their butts off to get this done. And we have guests, so that makes it overwhelming. But luckily for us, it's our friends and our family. They are a very forgiving audience.
We'll be there long.
Well, you've done this before. I haven't. But yes, I agree. It's unbelievable what the human spirit can get done when you need to.
We are in the Worlds of Marvel restaurant, putting the finishing touches as we cross the Atlantic. It's a little bit of a nail biter because we are just a few days away from having our very first test audience. We're working odd hours, 24 hours a day. And so even though we'd like to be further along, the case is we're not.
There's still a lot of work happening in here, as you can see. Today we installed the marquee. We're working on the lighting. We've got our media team working on all of the media and the audio.
What are you doing all the way out here?
We noticed a spike in high energy levels at your location. Red Wing, give us a bird's eye view.
Programming is a big piece, getting all of our shows together, lighting, audio, media.
You must be here for the quantum course. Well, he sure isn't here for the chicken tenders. Look at this crowd. You try keeping their attention. But look, that guy's...
What are the frequencies there that we got?
It's like an hour. 450.
Things change every day. I just got a message an hour ago that all of our production tables we need to move. Operations needs to have the space because they have to practice with their team. So we have to be flexible, whether it's later nights, early mornings, whatever we need to do to finish it up.
We have 9 more days left in the crossing. Sounds like a lot of time. That is not a lot of time. I think there was 8 months of scaffolding in the Grand Hall, so only now are we able to kind of see the breadth of the space. And now, like, you see it. The carpet is in, the chandelier is up, we installed Cinderella. One of the big things we still have to do is install Lucifer, who's the really evil cat in the Cinderella story.
Should we start with that big color-changing moment?
Yeah.
I'm currently using 17,990 channels for the fiber optic.
Oh, look at that pretty color.
We're talking about.
Look at that. I love that color. It's beautiful.
All of the miles of fiber optic cables that are in these columns and also in the ceilings. We're just in the beginning stages of trying to figure out when they come alive, what they look like, how the speed, the intensity, all that.
Okay, move in.
Nothing loose in your pockets are out, mate, have you?
We're working on these show moments with the chandelier where the chandelier becomes an enchanted object. So like classic Cinderella, right? The clock strikes midnight every night at midnight. It's gonna bing, bing, bong, bong. We're gonna use lights to dramatically strike the space. Please don't go into the floor. Stop, 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 stop. Oh,
there it is.
This is a super complex piece. This took probably 2.5 years of engineering. We got all the stars on, and they aren't exactly wired in the way that we want to get them to get this sort of the swirl effect. Because each of these can twinkle and change color and do its own thing.
So comfy.
We'll reconfigure each star by hand, put them back on, lift her back up, and then we're gonna start programming.
We are having another downtime right now. The ride team's on it, figuring out what's going on. We're just going to wait around for just a little bit longer.
There's a large amount of water spraying for our sensors. The system won't run if the sensors aren't able to see those rafts. So that these pieces of plastic cardboard represent a piece of pipe, so that rather than the water coming out here, it would come out over here, away from the sensors. Yes, sir.
Should be getting water next 30 seconds or so, okay?
Okay, copy that.
Oh, yeah, no, that's great. Okay. I think that's exactly what we want.
I think a few more wraps of duct tape around that cardboard, that's all you need.
Almost it.
Patent pending.
We're running.
The old walk of shame.
Kind of about halfway, right?
Halfway.
So we just kind of have to be patient and wait for our next opportunity. So we're getting through that too, no matter what.
When
we first stepped on board, we knew there were challenges, and we knew the theater had to be completed. The Walt Disney Theater, of course, is the crown jewel of entertainment for us at Disney Cruise Line, and this is a very complicated space.
The Imagineers have built a state-of-the-art theater on a moving ship. It's luxurious, it's comfortable, it's beautiful. There are projections and lights, there's performer flying, there is audio and sound, pyrotechnics. So we have everything we could ever want on land. The challenge is the ship is being built. As we're trying to rehearse for this show, it's a little like building the plane as you're trying to fly the plane.
Usually we'd have the theater and we'd have 24 hours to work in the theater, and we don't, we have 12. We're in here trying to do stuff on the stage, and the outfitters are out here drilling and sawing and hammering and everything else.
But, you know, we have a deadline. The maiden voyage is looming. And so as we think about the crossing, right, at least you know the closer you are to Europe, the further you are from the maiden voyage, right?
It takes a village to build a ship. So, yeah, we're a hardworking village here on the Disney Wish.
I'm Ashley. I'm cruise director here on board, which means I help look after all the entertainment. You've got the brilliant minds of Walt Disney Imagineering that have brought these stories to life all around. And then my team comes in to operationalize it.
It looks like me in the morning.
We're training the teams on all the different stories, the shows, the programs, and we're really working together to see how it all fits. Every day, it's an intricate puzzle that we're putting together. You've got so many different moving pieces.
And then roll these short ends right here up to the center. There you go, that's good.
We have an extensive training plan going on right now throughout the beautiful Disney Wish.
And then lift it up and make a sandwich.
Test and adjust, test and adjust, test and adjust. Hi, my name's Lisa. I'm the hotel director, and I oversee approximately 1,125 individuals. Over 70 nationalities are represented on our team. Our entire food and beverage operation, galley, dining, quick service, concierge, housekeeping, laundry. I'm sure I'm forgetting someone. It's an army of excellence that is just crystal clear focused on ensuring we cross that finish line.
And then you can have a really nice monkey. Good job, John. Good job, Kendall.
We're ready to go. Let's go. Welcome to the I-95. Hello, guys. How are you? I-95 is the expressway for any crew member to go from the front to the back. My name is Salah Chedbi. I have the best job in the company because I'm the one who tastes all the wine and the one who tastes all the cocktail. We're going to the hotel storeroom where all the food, flour, meat, wine, beer, everything comes from there. This is a password. Is a... No, I'm just kidding.
My name is Michel. I am the executive chef. There are 250 of us in the galley. Approximately 160 of us cook. 80 of us are cleaners, like dishwashers. And then we have a team of 15 that are strictly provisions. They work every day to make sure that we don't run out of food.
Every menu here at Disney Cruise Line is specially written for the location that they're in. We have a lot of fun creating the menu. We have to source the products, then we sample, and then we train our cooks and our dining staff. And then they will do numerous plate presentations, a few dummy runs as well.
Every day, regardless of whether we have guests or not, we need to practice the menus. Once we have 4,000 guests on board, it has to be automatic. We don't rest until everything is 100%.
This is a big bottle of champagne. This is like a 15-liter bottle of champagne. It's called the Nabucodonosor. So heavy. We're serving, I would say, 2,000 glasses of wine a day, maybe like 4,000 beer during the cruise. Cocktail are the most demanding product. We're probably gonna make 10,000 a cruise. That's what people expect. They like the adventures. Having a bottle of wine or having a cocktail, it's entertainment.
I have a very good feeling about the ship. We're all very happy about their performances. It is a very, very comfortable vessel. The ship is stable, maneuvers very, very well.
We are really cruising along. As you can see, we're just about top speed. We're doing about 20 knots. There's no there yet. We'll get it down. At the present moment, our priority is to make sure we arrive in Port Canaveral on time, because as you probably realize, we've got a lot of functions coming up. And so schedule is very important. It also depends, of course, if the captain wants to go water skiing. If he wants to go water skiing, then we have to go a little bit faster.
We're out here in the middle of the ocean, and the days are ticking by. We're all, trying to tick off what got done at every day. It's kind of like Groundhog Day.
Usually at this point in the project, you'd think you could just be done and walk away, but it's never that case. We're sharing the space with entertainment. We're sharing with the food and beverage teams. And so right now it's all theoretical that everything is going to work together.
To be honest, when you walk through certain zones, if you're not careful, you can go in the dark side, as we call it in Star Wars.
Let me ask this question here. Our goal here is to start setting this place so it looks like a restaurant at some point of time. Is that going to hinder any work that you're doing here?
In the world of Marvel, we literally saw there was 4 different elements working at the same time. There was a construction piece happening, there was a programming piece with the light, there was a programming piece with the televisions. As the construction is happening on one side, we're coordinating the service part of it, and then our team comes in there and starts setting up the tables at the same time. So today, while the ship is nearly ready and we are handing over spaces, it gets a little touchy.
I feel a lot of angst. And I try to push it down because I can't have that in front of the team. But I see them struggling every day, and they've got so much work that they need to get done.
Just turn it counterclockwise so that...
So as we pass from space to space to space, everything needs attention.
All right, where to next?
Right now, we're completely lost in all the details, right? Because this is our last opportunity. 5 years of work. It's our last opportunity to get it all done. They just want to deliver on it all. And my job is to step back and remind them that it's okay. At the same time, I'm tucking it back in the back of my mind, like, yes, I want that detail too.
The pressure is enormous. It really is. We only have so many more days left. It's coming really, really quickly.
I think for all of us, this is such a culmination of so many years. That finish line is getting closer. We have been using all 24 hours, every single minute, all day long to get it all done. The crew are itching to be able to get into their spaces.
When you think of the team who've been at this, who are so tired, and still every day they get up, and they're still at it, and a part of the team is working through the night. I never thought we would actually get as much done as we have done now. Look at us sitting here, right? I mean, look at this. She looks done, and she nearly is, right? It's a little bit more.
I've worked for like 30 years in the design field, and I have to say, I've worked on some really cool things, but this is really special. To be able to, to be able to have a dream that 5 years later it becomes real. It's really cool. It's really, yeah.
The maiden voyage is the commitment. That first true voyage with paying guests is what we're all working toward. It's hard. I don't want to pretend that it isn't. It is really hard. But I think what gets me through it is to know that I'm in an environment where everyone is faced with the same challenge and everyone's doing their best.
Okay, all right. Take two. Take two. Got this.
All right. Mimi. That one got us. Uh-oh. Here we go.
The show is working now. It's fun. Wrote it 3 times in a row, which was a blast. I'm actually going to go again.
We're opening things up slowly but surely, so each and every day, bringing a new program to life.
So it's unbelievable what happens in a couple of hours. Then all of a sudden the space is revealed and you're like, okay, we can do this.
2 chairs, 2 tables.
Like the term all hands on deck, everybody has heard from every, you know, pirate sailor movie of all time. But it is really all hands on deck.
It's what people do to create, to build, to complete something like this. In my perspective, it's as close as superhuman as you can get.
Where's trash? Here. Oh, okay. My gosh, this is so confusing. Who designed this shit? There's the trash there. Okay.
Lucifer the cat.
It's not so easy to move on the carpet.
All right. Perfect fit. He's got a teacup, and there are mice under Cinderella's dress, and he's poised perfectly to pounce on them.
We're nearly there. Our Disney wish is nearly there.
We'll get it. It's going to take another week or so.
This is opening night for Avengers Quantum Encounter. This is first time we're running it for diners.
Years and years of thinking about this space being real, and now actually seeing it come to life for the very first time with guests coming into it. It's amazing. This is incredible.
What do you think of the kids' menu?
Oh my goodness, look at
It is a little chaotic right now, putting everything together, but we're excited to sit down at a meal and see what happens.
And this is gonna be the new table number.
It was a crazy start, I gotta say.
It shrank, yeah. It shrank because of the quantum core.
This restaurant, honestly speaking, was given to us yesterday. Things happen very fast. Hello, good evening, welcome. May I have your stateroom number, please? So I have a large team, which totalizes of 78 crew members, and we serve 694 guests in total. Table number 120, please. 120. And we're part of the show, so we're part of the experience. We want to make sure our crew are ready, our crew in place.
Target acquired. Quantum cores are online. Prepare to push your buttons.
Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, activate!
The quantum cores are one of my favorite things that I've gotten to work on from the very beginning.
Pretty sweet, right?
We're actually letting you be a part of that interactive story.
All right, people, it's hero time. When I give this signal, smash your buttons. Hit your buttons now!
Seeing it illuminate and fill the room with all the light that we knew it was going to do, and the dynamic, content it brings, it's perfect.
And later, we're going to have a serious talk about bringing quantum tech to a cruise ship. Look at this crowd. You try keeping their attention. But look, that guy's still eating.
Like, everyone laughed at the right moments. The technology worked very well for the first go. So we're just thrilled. We're just thrilled. Yeah. Sigh of relief.
Did you like this show? Yes, she said, yes.
5 years of planning. Pretty crazy to think, like, how much has happened over the course of a couple weeks. Been a wild ride.
We never had a dull moment. We had one challenge after the other being thrown at us, and we just kept on going, but we did it.
I never, ever in my wildest dreams ever thought that we would be building the ship while we were going across the Atlantic Ocean. And then it was just unbelievably sudden how, my gosh, we have this ship.
Welcome to the christening of the Disney Wish.
Disney Wish, please welcome aboard the Brown family.
It's so surreal. I can't even believe that it's here.
1, 2, 3. Wishes to
It's so joyful to just see now all of these people coming on board, being so happy and just becoming kids and giggling. There's nothing more satisfying than that.
There's radical adjustment every day.
I'll count you in. 3, 2. This space is unlike anything that we've ever done before.
We've been talking to the press, trying to get everyone excited about how we brought this all to life.
Castle on the seas. That's what this ship is. You walk into that and that sets the tone for everything.
It's been like a crazy whirlwind, but like this is the chance to explain all the stuff and see people enjoying it. This is the fun part. I mean, it's all the fun part, but like this is really the fun part.
It feels like you're just on a slide in the middle of nowhere.
We've been working on this slide for such a long time, and to see guests finally being able to experience it, this is why we do it. Happy people make the world a better place, and if we can get more people on the Aquamask, we can make more people happy.
Oh, I got so...
That was fantastic.
They got some eggs too.
Yeah, how many eggs?
Yeah. 3.
It is amazing to observe and just seeing Harley play in these spaces. That's what one of the reasons why I do what I do. She was 1 year old when I started this project, and a lot of the ideas that I put into these spaces are things that we both enjoyed doing together.
I can't believe they let us do this. And they let us do it. And like we're sitting in it.
The minute the curtain goes up, people cheer. Before they even start to sing or dance or do anything. I was like crying, like tears of joy.
And my hope is that that can be felt by anybody that comes on this ship. That all of that magic and care is real.
We were so far behind that I don't even know that I was 100% sure we would get here. And to come out on the other side, to finally hear that applause, it's validation.
And that one goes on. Done. All right. It's all yours. My model. Just 1 year ago, that block came in, right, with the bridge in it, and now we're sailing? Honestly, this was probably the most challenging project that I've ever worked on. But she's a really, really good ship, and that is everything for us.
This was hard. And no one has given up. Just when I see everybody just still doing those last minute things, we have just hours left, that's all.
I think it's gonna hit me tomorrow when I'm really gonna probably break down. Because up to this point, I'm like, no, there's still things I can do.
If like there was infinite time, we would work on this forever. So in the words of Rafiki, it is time.
tomorrow we have to leave, but everything that we have envisioned has come true.
You know, the little birdie's flying out of the nest, right? She's gonna fly on her own.
The ship is beautiful, and she is loved already. We are so excited for guests to come aboard. It's time. It's time for the ship to speak for herself.